about it and thinking, we shouldn't really have Easy Bridge for a cover sheet anymore because we're long past the beginning of bridge. So I decided that it needed to reflect our name. Fourth seat openings here. Let me find it. It is a completely different situation to open in fourth seat from in third seat. People tend to think a lot that, well, these are later seat openings, partners have passed. How different could it be? It can be a lot different. So here's the question. Are you going to bid or are you going to throw the hand in? That's what the question is when you're in the fourth seat. When you're in the fourth seat and there have been 3 passes to you, you know one thing for certain. The auction is going to die if you don't bid. So, a long time ago, somebody, Mr. Pearson, thought up a rule to help us decide whether or not to open in the fourth seat. He said, take your number of high card points and add it to the number of spades that you have. If the total is 15, bid. If it's not, don't. Notice, it's not a matter of having a full opener in the fourth seat. It is just, do you have the rule of 15? This is also called casino count. The reason you count the spades is because if you open the bidding with a minor suit or even hearts, if the opponents have the spade suit, they're liable to steal the contract from you. This is counter to what you're trying to do when you open in the fourth seat. In the third seat, you want to compete, you want to steal the contract, even if you go off a trick or two. Now, in the fourth seat, you only open with the aim of going positive. If you can't go positive, you need to throw it in. We don't want to open the bidding just to give the opponents a positive score. We're much better off just to pass. So I have to tell you about something I did maybe a year and a half ago. It was the last board of the session, and we'd had a good game, and I was in the fourth seat. I had a full opener, and I had 4 hearts, I think. And so I opened a minor suit. My partner bid one no. Actually, I had 4 cards in each major, as I recall. My partner opened, I opened a minor suit, and my partner bid a no trump. Uh-oh. I hate it when that happens, when I have 2 4-card major suits and my partner denies one. Well, it goes pass, and then the next person thought, and he bid a suit. He bid a suit. And they made the bid. The problem with my opening in the fourth seat was I didn't have the rule of 15. I thought I would be all right because I had a full opening hand. That was clearly wrong. We got a 0 on the board because most everybody else threw it in. And that ruined our finish. I mean, we were in contention for first place, and we didn't get it because I forgot the rule, or I chose not to abide by it. So be willing to accept the consequences if you don't. So with a hand like this one, this first one, you would pass this in the fourth seat. Sure, you could open a diamond and hope that partner bids hearts. What happens if he bids spades? Now you have a sub-minimum opening and you have no fit. This hand has all kinds of flags going up that says, throw it in, partner, throw it in. But if you hold a hand like this one, it's down here. This one doesn't even have as many points, but notice it has 5 spades, and there are 5 good spades. You make the casino count, so the rule says open 1 spade. After all, you're not opening the auctions for the opponents to bid spades. You have the spades. So this one is a good 1 spade opening in the fourth seat. You can open light in the fourth seat as well as in the third seat. Now, we're going to skip this part of Drury here. The thing to remember in the fourth seat, while we preempt with fewer cards than we normally would have when in the third seat, in the fourth seat, there are no preempts in the fourth seat because there's no one left to preempt except your partner. I mean, normal range for a week 2 bid is 5 to 10. But if you have 3 passes to you, surely you're not thinking about opening a weak bid with, say, only 6 or 7 points. But if you have a good hand, a bid of 2 spades in the fourth seat doesn't say I have 6 to 10 points. You cannot open a hand such as this one that I've shown here in any seat or with 2 spades in any seat except the fourth one, because there are no preempts in the fourth seat. So 2 spades in this instance says I have a good hand. Generally, this will be somewhere between 12 and 14 points, or other people may say, hey, it should show at least 14. But this is a good 6-card suit, and it is a better than minimum opening hand. I mean, it's aceless, but it's got some shape, and certainly your cards and spades are good. This hand is too strong to open 2 spades in any seat other than the fourth one, though. Don't try opening 2 spades in the first, second, or third with this one. Now, 3-level preempts in the fourth suit should also show opening bid values, because you don't want to preempt here. Everybody has already passed. There is no reason to preempt in the fourth seat. So,
Susan,
yes.
Janet has her hand up.
Yes, Janet.
Going back to where the third seat is opening light, you're sitting in fourth seat with a full opener, and that your partner has passed. What are you going to do at this point? Are you going to bid? You don't know if third seat's open full or light.
Well, no, you don't. But in that instance, you're not an opener. You're an overcaller.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that makes all the difference. I'm talking about opening bids, Janet. And in this case, if I have the normal range for a simple overcall, then I will bid 1 spade over that.
Okay. You'd go ahead and bid?
Sure, I'd bid.
Over. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible third seat is light, but it's equally possible that they're not. And if I have a hand like the one that I showed here on the previous slide, that is definitely open to rebid it. So there's a big difference in opening and overcalling. Remember that, guys. You would overcall 1 spade over, say, a 1 diamond or 1 heart opening in the third seat. Let's say it's 1 heart. That way we don't know whether it's light or not. I would definitely overcall if you took out, let's say if you took out the king and jack of clubs out of this hand, I'd bid 1 spade over a 1 diamond or 1 heart opening all day long. And if my partner agreed, if I took out the king and jack, I might bid 2 spades here because I have 6 of them and I have 6 to 10 points. That pretty well describes my hand. If you take out the king and jack of clubs here, then this is suitable for a 2 spade overcall. But with the king and jack of clubs, I would start with only 1 spade because my hand is better than the weak 2. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You bet. All right. Now then, I'm going to skip these next 2 slides and go and talk a little bit more about the difference in opening in third and fourth seat. As I said before, when you open light in the third seat, you think that the other side owns the hand, basically, which means that you expect to go minus on the board anyway. So you're not afraid to bid and take a small loss with a sub-minimum hand here even, because the hand doesn't belong to you. But it is just the opposite in the fourth seat. When you open in the fourth seat, you are opening with the expectation that you will end up with a positive score. Because if you don't end up with a positive score, that's a pretty big indication that you should have passed and thrown the hand in. So when you have the major suits, especially the spades, and you're opening in the fourth seat, that rule of 15 is one of the better rules in bridge. Not all the rules in bridge are rules. They're really guidelines. And I suppose that you could say that this is a guideline also. But you saw what happened to me, or you heard what happened to me when I ignored it. I've made almost all the mistakes out there are to make, folks. I mean, I sometimes, I don't know, take leave of my senses, or I think, oh, well, I can do this. You know, I get a little overconfident. Maybe the game is going well. I get a little overconfident. And that's about all it takes in this game. Remember, humility is only as far away as your next bridge game, even when you're doing well, or maybe even the next hand. Since OU Texas is today, Coach Switzer used to say, humility is only 7 days away. Well, in bridge, it's much closer than that. It could be the next hand. So, if you have the spade, it is a very good idea to open in the fourth seat if you make the rule of 15. Remember, though, if your partner bids a different suit, his bids are no longer forcing. If you have tolerance for his suit, you can pass. You do not have to bid. Now, here's one thing that I put in at the end that may be controversial. And if anybody tells people in the club that I said to open a dubious hand in fourth seat against weak opponents, I'll deny it. But it's never a bad thing to consider the skill level of your opponents when you're thinking about bidding or sacrificing or going for what may be a difficult slam. It's always a good idea to know your opponents, what their bidding style is. For instance, how aggressive are they? If you're sitting in the fourth seat and you're thinking about whether to open and you've got one of the best pairs in the club sitting at the table with you, I'm throwing it in a New York minute. But if I have two relatively new players at the table with me, I may consider trying to steal the hand. Now, it doesn't always mean that because players are beginners that the hand is going to work out well. This is also not without risk, but you have a better chance with less experienced players. That's all I'm saying. Consider your opponents. Thank you all for coming.
Hi, this is Susan. Thanks for stopping by the Oklahoma Collective's YouTube channel. Basically, this channel shows recordings of our free 1-hour bridge lessons for advancing players that we offer every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. If you would like to join us, send your contact information to the email address shown on the screen, and we'll be happy to send you the link. If you would like to follow our channel and be notified when a new recording is uploaded, just click the Oklahoma Collective button below. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.